Funded by friends. Today we got Marcello Trill. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
So can you tell us what you do?
Basically, I'm a music producer. Yeah.
And when it comes to music producing, I know a lot of producers or beat makers complain and argue that it's a difference between beat making and producing. Can you elaborate on that or give your take on that?
Well, yeah, it's pretty simple actually. When you're making a beat, there's no specific direction. When you're a beat maker, there's no specific direction you're trying to go. You're just making the beat. When you're actually producing a song, you're making a whole sound surrounded by that artist and based on his style, and you know what I'm saying. So it's way
So
deeper.
are you saying more so music production involves more than beat making and more so goes deeper into like the song production side also?
Yeah, cause it's like, you know what I'm saying. You're building the sound with the artist, basically in a way. You're like the pioneer of how the song is gonna sound. So it's not like you're just making a beat, my nigga. Like you're making like the melodies you're using. The artist is gonna use that melody too. Like it's just like it's a big difference, bro. Like when you're producing, you're making the whole sound surrounded by the artist. You're not just making a random beat.
And how long would you say you've been producing for?
For like actually producing, so I was about like 14.
When did you start taking it serious? I know a lot of people say, oh, I've been making beats or producing since I was XYZ, but a lot of people say they started taking it serious or actually wanted to pursue a career in music at such and such age. So
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like when I got introduced to that Boys and Girls Club, and I realized it's like a legit spot, and that's the place I needed to be. That's when I realized I wanted to do this shit for real. I was about like what, 14, 15 at the time.
And you said Boys and Girls Club. Can you elaborate on that? What exactly was the Boys and Girls Club, and what did it consist of? And
it was an after-school activity center, basically. Basically, every day after school, you would go there, and you would either go there to finish homework or like there's a gym, there's a basketball gym there. There's like places where you can draw, read books, whatever. And then they have a whole nother section of the building just for strictly music shit, like studios. They got like guitars, pianos, like nigga, there's like a video editing room. This shit was crazy, bro. Like.
and you said you had access to this at the age of 14?
Yes, I did.
A lot of kids don't have access to things like this. What would you say, or what advice would you give to the youth and to people that want to get into music production, filmmaking, or just entertainment in general?
Really find what you like to do in that industry, and then build your team. Build a team, bro. That's one of the biggest things that people miss. Like people just think, oh, I can do this by myself. I can do this by myself. Like that's not really how it is, bro. Like you really need a team. Like there's a team behind almost everything. But behind the government, there's a team, bro. Like behind like sports, there's teams, my nigga. So it's just like you can't really do everything yourself. Like you can, but it's gonna be way harder. So having a team and knowing what you want to do in the industry, that's what I would.
And with having a team, are there any significant figures that was in your life or in your path during your music career that stood out or helped change your life drastically that you could speak on?
Yeah, my mentor, Dustin / engineer. Yeah, that's one of my biggest like teachers in this shit for real. Cause he really when I went to the Boys and Girls Club, that was like the first like music instructor I met there. So it was.
So you met Dustin at the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, I met him there
at 14.
At 14 years old.
Okay.
Platinum record engineer. That shit crazy.
And where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years with music? What do you want to achieve, and where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Cause how old are you now?
I'm 20 right now. 20.
Okay.
Next 5 years, bro. Cause honestly, bro, I feel like this shit bigger than music, bro. Like I feel like with my career, music is just a start, bro. This shit gonna be like, it's gonna be way bigger than like just music, bro. I'm gonna have like a whole brand behind my name. Like I take a lot of inspiration from like Kanye and shit, bro. Like that nigga, cause he's really doing that shit, bro. Like he's like a producer and an artist, and he owns like all these clothing brands and shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really see myself as like not just a producer, but an entrepreneur in the next 5 years. Cause I know it's not just music that I want to do.
Okay. And I heard you mention Kanye. Is there any other figures in the entertainment business that you grew up listening to or looking up to that help inspire you or cultivate your sound?
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, this is a pretty bad combination, but like, Drake, when I was really young, Drake really inspired me, like, he really like showed me what great music is for, like, in my eyes, that's how I see it. I know people are gonna like judge me on that, but like, when I was really young, that's how I took it for real. And then once I started growing up, like people like X, Uzi, Cardi, like X, bro, like that nigga, bro, like I ain't gonna lie, that nigga really inspired me to keep like this shit going. Like Drake was just like the foundation to the love. Like he just showed me like what this shit can really be. But X, bro, that nigga, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, that's one of my biggest inspirations in music shit. I'll never forget that shit. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to X, man. And I don't know if you told the people, but where are you from?
Well, I was born in Amherst, Massachusetts, but I'm originally from Norcross, Georgia.
And do you think your environment, living in Norcross or being from Massachusetts, has helped your sound or influence your sound or the way you dress or influence you in general?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it did actually. Like, it did a lot. Moving to Georgia specifically, like that shit changed my life for real. Cause in Massachusetts, there were really nothing up there for me. You feel me? Like, I really know what I wanted to do. I was over there, like, you know what I'm saying, lost. But I came over here in Georgia and shit. It's like my whole life opened up to me for real. Like, I know what I wanted. Like everything, not everything was clear, but a lot of shit was clear. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew what I wanted to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything just connected in a way.
And with you coming to Georgia, was that a family thing, like your mom?
Yeah,
or...
my mom. Yeah, it was a business opportunity that my mom had because she's an immigration lawyer. So there's immigration is populated down here way more than up north. So that's why she came down here to basically start her business as an immigration lawyer.
You must be extremely happy that you had a mom that helped you move to, I mean, essentially like the mecca of the entertainment business now, because I feel with you being in Atlanta, it's a lot easier than someone being elsewhere, you know?
No, yeah, definitely, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm thankful for my mom a lot, man. I always show my gratitude to her because, you know what I'm saying, without her, I wouldn't even be here today for real. Like, I wouldn't even be, like, without, like, you know, like, real shit, bro, without her help, I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now. So, yeah, I really appreciate her and,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom, man.
Oh, God, man.
And with you being in Atlanta or on the north side of Atlanta, have you met any people that you've been working with consistently or any people in general that you've been working with consistently?
Yeah, producers or artists or...
I mean both.
Well, yeah, I've been in and out the studio with Nolo, man. That nigga Nolo, bro. Me and that nigga be working for real, bro. That nigga Nolo, that's the one producer I be working with a lot. Nosa, I work with him a lot. He's an artist. I used to work with some other people. I ain't gonna mention their names though, but it's the main people I work with right now is Exotic Bat. People should know that. Nosa, ASONITE, and motherfucking, what's that name? Just Chris. 3 main artists I work with right now.
And is there anyone in the industry or in the underground or in general that you would want to work with? Like your top 3?
In the underground or just in the industry in general?
In general.
I really want to work with Pierre Bourne, man. That's like, that nigga, man, that nigga, like, he's like, behind Kanye, he's like my next biggest inspiration as a producer. And obviously I would want to work with Kanye as well. And I would also want to work with Solfago too. I ain't gonna lie. Solfago, if you watching, nigga, you gotta work with a nigga. But
yeah, that trio sounds,
okay.
It sounds pretty like relative. Like it don't sound too hard to accomplish. I feel like you can probably grasp that in the next few years.
No, yeah, I definitely believe I can. It's just it's a matter of time for real, and it's all about connections for real. I'm actually close to getting that Solfego shit, cause I was at the studio with this producer the other day. We was talking and shit. He told me he got Solfego number and shit. So you know what I'm saying. I'm sending that nigga beats and he's sending them over to him and shit. So you know what I'm saying. All we gotta do is wait and then just keep working and shit. I ain't really trying to rush anything for real. Like even though like it's you know what I'm saying. I want to pull up. I just don't want to rush or force nothing that doesn't need to be forced.
Exactly, man. And what's your message to the youth, man, so we can go ahead and wrap this up?
Man, message to the youth, man. Don't do fucking drugs. Stay away from drugs, man. Bro, like, figure out your passion in life and just keep following that shit, bro. Like, it's a lot of people, a lot of kids, they get lost because they don't have a sense of direction in their life. They don't know where they're going. They just like living and shit. Like, find your path, find your passion. That shit going to set your life up for being successful. If you really believe you can do some shit, do that shit, bro. Like, you can accomplish anything in life. Okay?
That's real, man. This has been brought to you by Funded by Friends, and we are exiting with
Marcello Trill, nigga. Cap.